Jam's performance against Missouri. What are the kind of their mindsets? How are you guys feeling in terms of, is that kind of a jumping off point, a bouncing, like something for you guys to kind
No, it's just another game. Obviously we do whatever we have to do to win the game. I mean, most important thing is that we were able to, stay on the field, sustain some longer drives, and with longer drives, more guys get opportunities to make plays. So I just think we went out and executed. We play complementary football to the defense, and that's what's important.
And that's kind of what you guys expect as a performance.
Absolutely. It's whatever it takes to get the win. That's what we want to be and provide to this offense.
I know you guys kind of treat everything like you want to do what's best for the team, but as you a former running back yourself, how much can a game like the one that Justice have kind of help you mentally and kind of help you kind of build some momentum just personally as well?
Yeah, we talked at the beginning of the year. We try to put all personal things aside, and do what we have to do. Those championships aren't from personal goals here at Alabama. Everyone understands that, when you're here, you're going to be surrounded by other great backs, surrounded by other great receivers, and around guys that all want the ball. So, those are things we talk about at the beginning of the season, just going out and playing the game and just letting the game come to you.
What does Robbie Hoots mean in the running game?
Robbie Hoots is a great player, man. He works his butt off. He's unselfish. Doesn't get a lot of pats on the back, other than fans yelling oops, but definitely a great guy to be around. He's a man's man, and he's definitely a guy I would love to be my teammate.
What did you see on film on that touchdown run from Justice?
Just a good run. I mean, you have to make somebody miss, and he did a great job getting his pass down, making someone miss, and going to get in the end zone. But there's a lot of blocking up front that takes place, blocking downfield, but that was a good individual effort on the run.
You guys kind of celebrate that hit at all, or just?
Those things for those guys. I mean, obviously, you're excited for that guy at the moment, but you move on. Those are runs that he's made a lot in his career. He's going to make a lot more of them, and obviously, you get excited for him in the moment. But I think he's mature enough to just say that's a run that he's supposed to make. And the fans get to talk about it and rewatch it, but I'm sure he watched it once or twice, and now he's trying to figure out how he can do it again.
Any concern with the lowering the head helmet contact on that play?
No. I mean, we teach a proper way to run, but you're playing a game of football where things happen in a split second, so it's a good run.
What did you see on that run from Richard at the end of the game?
He did a really good job of just, one, getting us out of the end zone. When you're backed up like that, the main thing you want to do is try to, get the ball out. So if you do have to punt, you got good position to do that. But he did a really good job trusting the line, squeezing through, and really good job making the guy miss at the next level. So it was exciting to see him make the last guy miss. And, obviously, he's a guy who's been fighting through a bunch of injuries. So to see him get in the game and get in there and make a play like that, you can look at the sideline and see how excited they were for him, but also very excited for the defense. Our defense had played a really good game and got down there and stopped those guys. So for us to be able to get out as an offense, to not give those guys a chance to have to punt the ball, that says a lot about team football there. So I was glad for him to be able to make that kind of play.
What was the reaction in your room to Ty Simpson running down after that big play, trying to get more involved?
Yeah, that's a great example of what this team is about. When another guy's making a play, another guy's trying to, be involved in it. They kind of gave each other a hard time about who ran the fastest on that play. So that's good. It's always good to have that kind of camaraderie from your offense. You're doing the right things when those guys can have fun together.
What did the GPS say? Who ran faster?
I'm not getting into that. I'm not going to do that. But I'm sure one of the two will want to tell you, and the other one won't want to tell you. I'll leave it at that.
How much have you gotten to LSU yet? What are the challenges?
A little bit. This time of year when you have a bye week, you really want to focus on some of the things you can do better. So we've been doing a lot of self-scout, and also it gives you a chance to kind of look at a few opponents that we're going to play in the future. Because you don't want to spend 2 weeks preparing for a team that you normally would spend a week for. So, our first couple of days we did some self-scout. We looked at a few future opponents, and today we'll take some time to really focus in on LSU a little bit, kind of, start to get like a base game plan, some things we can do, and some things that may cause us problems that we can talk about and, dive into on Sunday when we get back.
You mentioned Richard Young. How's he just kind of developed over the course of the season? You mentioned battling through some injuries.
Yeah, he's had some injuries just like everybody has, and the Wisconsin game he got kind of banged up. He's done a really good job in the training room rehab, just kind of getting back to speed, and just kind of been introducing him to a little bit more practice. And like I said, in the game, it was good to see him get in the game.
How has Justin Jam just been maybe leaders for him as he's kind of worked behind him, whether it's by example or them being verbal leaders as well?
the group is full of different kind of leaders. You know, some guys are, you know, a little bit leaders by example, guys that work hard, guys that, you know, show up and show how to do things, and some guys a little bit more verbal. So, you know, and Richard's a young guy, but Richard has leadership qualities also. So he's a guy that, you know, you don't have to lead around a lot. You know, he understands what he's supposed to do. He's a good big brother to the guys that are younger than him, Kevin Riley and Daniel Hill. So even though he's a young guy, I mean, my whole room is pretty much young. So they do a good job of just feeding off of each other, you know, the rights and wrongs and things they could do better.
You mentioned introducing some stuff to him in practice. Has he kind of learned anything new this season, trying to get him to grow any parts of his game?
Everyone's learning. I mean, Jam's learning. I mean, I'm learning. You're learning. So we're all learning, man. Every day, every time you make a mistake, you learn from it. So he just hadn't had a lot of game reps. So his reps are a lot of the mental reps or practice reps that he's got to continue to get better at. Just any running back has to get better with ball security and also just the fundamentals of pass protection. So I think those are the biggest things, is just the ins and outs of that, not only for him, but the rest of the group also.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.